Nazis would think of something like this. Sewing dead people together. Giving them knives for hands. It's insane.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2013 found footage horror film Frankenstein's Army. The film is co-written and directed by Richard Rapphorst, and it stars Robert Guillem, Hon Ping Tang, Alexander Terentiev, Luke Newbury, Joshua Sass, Mark Stevenson, and Carl Roden. Right, the film is set at the back end of World War II. There's a battalion of Russian soldiers that kind of get lured into like this secret underground lab. And once they get in there, they discover that some Nazi scientist has been doing unspeakable experiments on humans, and essentially fusing them with like machines, metal, knives, all that kind of stuff, turning them really into weapons. Once they get underground, they are kind of besieged by these creatures. They have to desperately try and stay alive, whilst at the same time try and hunt down this madman scientist. Right, what are my thoughts on Frankenstein's Army? Well, this is a found footage film that I've been aware of for a while now, especially since probably, I think it was last year when I joined like some found footage, like, groups to kind of learn about what could be out there that I haven't seen, which has been very helpful for me to get some reviews out to you guys for found footage films that I've never seen before, because there's quite a lot of recommendations, and this was one that was recommended on there a while ago, but I kind of struggled to track it down for a while. However, track it down I have now, and I have to say I really quite enjoyed this. It is quite immersive. It's full of like tension. It feels like, because it's set in World War II, it actually feels authentic and all that kind of stuff, all the costumes and everything like that. It kind of does its job effectively in that sense. And the whole idea of like, I've always liked horror films crossed with war films. I think they can be really good when they're done well, you know what I mean? Like beasties against soldiers type of thing. So the whole idea and the whole setting of these guys being underground in this secret lab and then being absolutely besieged by these fused, mutated humans with machines and weapons, and honestly, it definitely creates a lot of tension and some impressive scares here and there, this one. And the creativity that's gone into the designs here is off the charts. I mean, every single one of these experiments, shall we call them, looks different, vastly different. Some of them have got like big claw-like hooks on the hands that they attack you with. Some have got massive chainsaws. Some have got, you name it. I mean, it's just, the designs are really, really impressive. Very, very well done, I have to say. And each time you see them, it kind of triggers a new fear in you almost. This whole idea of like Nazis experimenting on humans, and doing, the old Frankenstein trick and turning corpses into these weapons is a fascinating and pretty cool idea, and it works, I think, really, really well here. I do have to take my hat off for the creative designs that went into this. They all look functional, they all work. None of them, look daft. They all just look like they were supposed to do what they're supposed to do. And it just keeps ramping it up. And this small group of like Russian soldiers, I mean, there's a couple in there where you kind of like, well, I can't wait till you get hacked to pieces because you're an arse. But there's a couple in there where you kind of like, oh, bloody hell. They don't kind of deserve what's coming, sort of thing. And then it shifts at the end to something else, if you like. It's almost, well, it is. It's kind of body horror by the end. I mean, the whole thing is body horror in a sense, but the end is pure body horror because you actually see some of these experiments happening at the time. People being drilled into and all this kind of stuff, and it's really freaky and quite upsetting, to be honest. So I just think it's pitched just at the right level. It does what it's supposed to do. It's got impressive effects. It feels immersive. It feels like it's set in the Second World War. In regards to the found footage aspect of it, what you've got here basically is one of the Russian soldiers that's filming all of this for posterity, I suppose. But it's filming it to kind of gather evidence for what they find within this bunker, this underground experimental bunker sort of thing. So that's where the found footage aspect comes from. Everything is just being filmed like that. So it makes sense. I mean, that for me is always one of my rules for found footage. Why are they filming, and when it starts getting intense, why would you keep filming? And it does kind of make sense here in this film. Yeah, I honestly had quite a good time with this one. It'll kind of keep you on the edge of your seat. It'll freak you out a bit with some of these designs that you see, the creativity that's gone into them, and the sheer terror that the soldiers feel when they're being kind of attacked by these things. That kind of transfers to you. I think at times you don't get that raw terror that you get with traditional found footage. When you've got someone with the camera and you can sense the terror coming through the camera and the real fear of what's coming, or what are they going to do, and it's just they're so anxious sort of thing. You don't always get that here. It almost feels like the guy with the camera is filming it for the movie. Do you know what I mean? It's just he manages to kind of pretty much capture everything. There's not a great deal of shaky cam and running about with the camera up in the air and this kind of stuff. It's all feels like it's filmed to get everything in frame, that kind of stuff. So it's a tidy found footage film, I suppose, is one way of saying it, but it's still a found footage film nonetheless. Yeah, I enjoyed this. I can't believe this kind of stayed under my radar for so long. Really glad I've seen it now. I do recommend you guys check it out if you like war horror films and you like found footage. You're going to have a good time with this one. I expect it does everything right and not a great deal wrong. And it's a highly entertaining found footage film. So thanks for joining me for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. I will, of course, be back with plenty more content on the channel very, very soon.